Well, hello again, and welcome to Rolynn's Reviews. So glad to be with you today on this thirsty Thursday. I hope that everyone had a wonderful day. Do me one small favor, folks. As you enter the chat room, help me out. I don't ask for much. If you could please hit that little thumb. That is the like button that tells YouTube that you are enjoying this content. And hey, we could possibly trigger the YouTube algorithm and hey, bring even more people to the channel. We are really growing. I am ecstatic, and I attribute it all to your efforts. Oh my goodness. Also, if you have various forms of social media, if you will share this out, that would be great too, because I have a lot of people who find the channel because you are sharing it on various platforms. And just know that all of your efforts are very much appreciated. All right. I will do the roll call momentarily. If you are familiar with this subject matter, do me one small favor and just type a 1 in the comment section. Now, there are several, it seems every day. It appears, of course, it's not, but there are a lot of incidences. So you may have heard of this one, maybe not. Another false narrative. Of course, you're here. I'm going to give you the absolute truth. Now, um, let's go ahead and do the roll call so we can get started. Okay. Dorian is here. How are you? Of course. Dorian's here and Nemo's here, and Nemo said the countdown begins. Maga Tamara, how you doing, love? Good to see you too. Baldwin Birds, meow. Glad you're here. Megan, hello. Greg, hello. Thank you for the apple. I accept all apples. Xavier's back. How you doing, love? Tina is here. Hello. How you doing? Of course, my girls, the naughty student is here. Woo, Ollie, hello. I'm glad you're back. Tube Steak, how are you? Yes. Right, Baldwin. Now, I have a lot of new people who are joining the station, the channel. So you may not, I don't know if you've had an opportunity to see. I've done prior videos on this subject matter because people are always asking, why can't you keep teachers? And I'm always explaining to people because of the demographic inside of the demographic. And the lady in this story, she certainly exemplifies that demographic inside the demographic. My girls, type it in the comment section so that the new folks know what we're talking about so far as the demographic inside the demographic. Pay attention to the Supreme Court. Yes, Xavier. Oh, I know what else I had to tell you all. Ace, the guitarist for Kiss, passed away. I don't know if you know that it just came through before I came on live. I was going to time out at least one time. My girls, you always have to be timed out. So yeah, I don't know if you know, yeah, Ace passed away. He was 74. And so, my little tribute to him is I wanna rock and roll all night and party every day. And that's 1975. That is my all-time favorite Kiss song. All right. So only one of you are familiar with this case. Okay. So let me get into it. Now, look at this. Let me read this. And then, of course, I have receipts. I have the videos. Okay, Greg, you did? Okay. Okay. Good, good, good. All right. All right. So here we go. Erica McGriff, a 39-year-old mother from Jacksonville, Florida, who was recently arrested after a physical altercation, okay, confrontation, with a Jacksonville sheriff's officer. The incident, which occurred on October 7th, 2025, while McGriff was picking up her daughter from school, was captured on video and has since gone viral. Now, I'm going to give you the key details about the incident because they have the Black community stirred up. Oh, this is police brutality and this is racist. Obviously, these people have not heard the 2025-2026 cancellation of the Victimhood Olympics. So they need to come watch the Rolynn Reviews YouTube channel so they can find out what's going on. All right. And I watched the entire video. Folks, these are the type of people that go to the school, curse out the teachers, curse out the administration. They're horrible people, many of these people. And you're wondering why, Tina. Yes. And again, me being on the inside, I've seen situations like this from people of all races. It just so happens this woman is Black, So, but anyway, let me continue. The initial dispute. According to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, McGriff parked her car in an intersection and left it running while picking up her daughter in the rain. Okay, so let me start there. First of all, you were wrong. Okay? Dorian said Black fatigue is killing me. Killing me softly with his song. Killing me softly with his song. That's my tribute to Roberta Flack because she just passed away this year. How you doing, Vicky? So anyway, everyone, this is where we are for those just joining. Okay. Hold on. So she right here. Can everyone see this? She parked her car and at an intersection, and she was at the school. How you doing, Rusty? Left it running while she was picking her daughter up in the rain. So first of all, you're wrong to begin with. Okay, so keep that in perspective. Officer confrontation. An officer approached McGriff and a verbal and physical confrontation ensued as the officer attempted to arrest her. Now, all she had to do was comply. That's all. None of this had to happen. Yes, it did get brutal, but all she had to do as the officer, I've watched the entire video. So I know for the race hustlers and the people who don't have a life, who don't watch the whole video, who come in and call me all kinds of names, it doesn't bother me. The woman was wrong, right? And I don't care that you're Black. I'm not standing up for you. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. How you doing, Rusty? This lady initially said, "It's not my car." Boom. Rusty already knows about the story. I was a passenger. 15 seconds later, the officer asks where she is going. I'm going back to my car. Rusty, she lied from the get-go. Oh, that's right. BLM and Ben Crumb forgot to mention that. That's why I'm here. Thank you. Rusty knows the story. Uh, Rusty said this was a Dave Chappelle skit when keeping it real goes wrong. Tina, she was wrong. She had an attitude. So remember, those of you who've been here, that demographic inside the demographic, if a white person says something to them, they already have a chip on their shoulder. They're already ready to lash out because they're miserable and they don't like where they are in their lives. All right. So, so look right here. After the verbal and physical confrontation, he attempted to arrest her. Authorities also noted McGriff's driver's license had been revoked. So again, someone keep a tally on how many things this woman is doing wrong. How you doing, Isaiah? Videos show the confrontation escalating, with the officer appearing to use punches and restrain McGriff by the neck, while McGriff swung at the officer and bit his arm. The incident occurred in front of her daughter and other children. Arrest and charges. McGriff was arrested and charged with battery on an officer, resisting an officer with violence, and other offenses. 2 bystanders were also arrested under Florida's HALO law. We'll get into that later. Jet lag, howdy. How you doing, love? So, legal representation. Oh my God, I think I'm going to throw up my dinner. Look at this, folks. Ambulance chaser and also police car chaser, Ben Crumb, that's what I call him. He has been retained by McGriff and is representing her. Crumb has decried the incident as unjustifiable use of force. Media coverage. The incident has been widely reported by news outlets including CBS News, ABC7, and the Daily Mail. GoFundMe campaign. Okay, here we go. Another scam. McGriff's family has launched a GoFundMe campaign to support her and the 2 other women arrested for their criminal defense. The incident and the differing accounts from the police and McGriff's supporters have prompted significant public reaction and media attention. All right. Now, let me get to the videos. How you doing, Lanita? No, you call him Crappy Crumb. Yes, another tired old trope. Yes. My girls, if Dumb and Dumber were recast, she would get the starring role. My girls has already started. I love it. So, folks, okay, I told you to help me keep a tally. Okay, how she was already in the wrong. She jumped out of her car. Her car was parked in an intersection. She didn't have a driver's license. When the officer, I've watched a complete video. He asked for a license. She blew him off and ignored him. So he did try to talk to the woman. A lot of these people who get arrested, if you would just talk to the officer, you just blow them off and keep walking. Like, I'm not doing anything wrong. And then when they come to grab you, don't touch me. Well, it's too late. It's too late. All you had to do was comply. But no, that was too difficult. So again, this all ties into, those of you know, you've heard me say it 100 times. I am not creating, me and other Lanita, retired educator, right, Greg? We are not creating the proverbial pipeline from the school to the prison like we've been accused of. No, this woman, how much you want to bet? Mayor, how you doing, love? How much do you want to bet? I don't know if she has more than just her daughter. I don't know. These children growing up in these households do the same thing. It's the same demographic inside the demographic. Now, I will share this with you. Hit that like button if you are enjoying this content. This is the uncut video. So, sorry, not sorry. This was all your fault, lady. This did not have to escalate. Oh, I'm thinking, I could be wrong because we don't know what her motivations were. But I'm thinking, she knew, of course, she knew her license was revoked. So you think just ignoring the officer and continuing to walk when he asked you to stop, and and I haven't done anything. It's the same students at the schools that do this, ignore teachers, ignore administrators. When they get out here to the real world, these are the results. Someone tell me I'm wrong. So let's go ahead and start this, because they have so many lies out on social media about how this woman, this poor Black woman, was brutalized by this white police officer, and it's just horrible. And he it was excessive force. All she had to do was comply. I'm going to show it to you. Lanita, I used to teach in South Dallas, Texas, seen so many entitled idiot parents act a total fool whenever they are especially wrong and cannot wiggle or bully their way out of a mess. Me being a co-educator, hold on, let me do this. Let me pin that. Yeah. Those that don't know, Lanita's a retired educator. So she knows what I know. Okay, because she's seen it and she's witnessed everything that I'm talking about. And she's in Texas, I'm in North Carolina. They keep saying that the officer shouldn't have done that in front of the children, but nobody is saying the woman shouldn't have done that. Rusty, now, Rusty, you took the words right out of my mouth. Why are you acting this way in front of not only your child, other children? Agent Orange, how are you? God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. Listen. Boom. Yes. All right. Let me go ahead. I'll go ahead and get the video started, and I'll try to keep up with your comments. If I miss it, just type it again. Maga, when people start acting foolish, that makes the police suspicious. Yeah. And Maga. And I think that's why she was ignoring him, blowing him off. She knew her license was revoked. Come on. So you thought just by ignoring him, he was going to go away? And if you know your license is revoked, why would you leave your car blocking an intersection? You're drawing attention to yourself, stupid. Jet lag. Like they say, majority of the problems start at home. Boom, you got it. Okay, let's watch this.
This arrest stems from a criminal incident that occurred on the afternoon of Tuesday, October 7th, outside of the Idea Charter School located in the 1800 block of Bassett Road. Erica McGriff, a habitual traffic offender with revoked Florida.
Did you hear that, folks? He said a habitual traffic offender. So Ben Crump has the case, and everyone, BLM is talking about, oh my God, this is horrible. Let me say this. If I'm wrong, correct me. All of the race hustlers, your Al Sharpton, your Ben Crump, the black gatekeepers for the Democratic Party, right? All of these black shields, what were they crying for? What were they begging for? They were begging for dash cams and body cams. Am I correct? Especially body cams. This has blown up in their face, literally. Now people see all of these videos and what the officers have to endure. Woo! My girls, there are far too many black people walking around bitter, unforgiving, with a chip on their shoulder from a past that never happened to them. My girls, it looks like I'm going to be pinning a lot of statements tonight in the comments. Yes, they're walking around hostile and bitter and angry. That's why we're looking at all these viral videos of all these people out fighting. And, if a white officer says something to them, and even I looked at a video yesterday, this black officer just told this black woman to, I forgot what he told her to do. Just simple. He didn't write her a ticket or anything. And she was cursing and calling him everything but a child of God. And he was black. And she called him racist. Oh, my God. Woo! Tina, do you remember, Tina? Are you old enough to remember? Especially during the George Floyd BLM riots, they were crying, kicking, and screaming for body cams. And now it's blowing up in their face, and I love it. It's exposing it, and I love it. The cams wound up giving us the truth instead of intimidating the police. And so we see what they're dealing with. Thank you, Agent Orange. Some people are stuck on repeat, and unfortunately, the word racist is all that replaces. Yes. Okay, let's listen.
Driving privileges, and the parent of an IDEA student illegally parked her car in an intersection and left it running and unattended. Officer Holton, a JSO officer working as part of the Safe Schools program, attempted to lawfully discuss the matter with McGriff. She escalated the verbal conversation to physical violence. She violently resisted Officer Holton and eventually punched him repeatedly and bit him with.
But BLM forgot to mention that. I didn't hear Attorney Ben Crump say anything. When that woman got in the car, yes, she was bleeding, but look at what she did to him. All of this could have been avoided. But as my girl said, too many Black people are walking around hostile, bitter, and angry. And it doesn't matter who says something to them. You could be Black, white, or whatever. They just lash out, and you've done nothing to them. We're sorry that you have a miserable life. That is due to your own choices. I didn't have anything to do with it. That white officer didn't have anything to do with it. So people have things going on and they lash out at the wrong people. Tina, I'm a baby boomer, so I remember a lot. Boom. Yeah, you got it, Dorian. These same Black people who are bitter are the ones that never experienced slavery or Jim Crow. Though I know the way they act as if they have, but they haven't. All right, here we go.
Such force that she left a bite impression on his forearm. Gibson and another woman pending arrest were originally spectators. Ultimately, however, they violated Florida law themselves by harassing Officer Holton and failing to provide him with a 25-foot area to safely detain McGriff after he gave them verbal warning to get back. They did not comply. Because Officer Holton was outfitted with a body-worn camera, his interactions with McGriff, Gibson, and others on scene were recorded. So I'll share that footage with you now. And additionally, a spectator on scene recorded part of the incident on a cell phone. Some of that cell phone footage has been posted on social media platforms. I will play that cell phone video after the body-worn camera footage is shown.
How does every mother...
Hey, how you doing, Ken? Yeah, and so I'm going to show that to you right now. And this woman was totally in the wrong. Yes, no one's perfect, but if you bring these problems on yourself. And see, Florida has that halo law. I don't know if you're familiar with that. So the other two women that were charged, so you know how it is when police are trying to make an arrest, if it's a white officer and a Black, suspect, the crowds come, right? The crowds come, they're antagonizing, they're close, and so you back up, give them at least 25 feet. If you don't, then you can become charged under the new halo law. So that's why you're hearing the other two women are being charged under that new law. So let's watch this and see what we can find out. First, how many people have already seen this footage? Ken, Danny, the speaker from Chicago is really taking off trying to get her. Okay, Ken, I told you, yeah, if you can, yeah, fine. How many of you type a 1 in the comment section? Okay, most of you haven't. Okay, watch this footage, and as you're watching, you tell me who escalated this situation. Okay, just let's watch.
Hey, what are you doing? I need your license. I need your license. That's your car. I just trying to get out of the car.
Now, this is the woman here. Can everyone, and I know it's not the best. This is the woman walking, and this is her daughter. She jumped out of the car. So I don't know. We don't know all of the details. I don't know if she jumped out of the car because she knew, maybe she was scared because she knows her license is revoked. Okay, Tubesteak, you've seen, a couple of you seen the footage. Okay, let me start it back up.
Okay.
So the officer's walking up. This is my daughter. Please do not touch me. Okay, so Let me make sure I have on the closed captioning. Yes, okay. So if it's not clear enough, you okay, Tina? Okay, here we go. So he's trying to talk to her. I did not do anything wrong. You left your vehicle unattended. Okay. No, I did not leave that vehicle. So she's lying. Okay. Dorian, hood games. Boom. Hood rat behavior. Boom. Here we go. I'm the passenger. The driver went to the school. The driver's at the school, sir. She's lying, saying the driver went to the school. She's lying. Oh my God.
Ticket. I will listen. You can get a ticket, or you can keep playing this game. I'm gonna give you one chance.
So he knows it's her car. So he's talking to her, saying, you know, if you keep playing this game, I'm going to give you a ticket. And she keeps playing it.
You create the drama. I don't want any drama. I want to go home and I want to. Okay, then. I just came to pick up my child. Okay. I just came to pick up my child. That's all. Please don't grab me. Please don't grab me.
Please don't grab me. Please don't grab me. So she's really not listening to him. This is the point where she gets mad at the officer for not buying into her lie. Boom. Thank you, Rusty. Rusty knows what happened.
Let me go. You hurting my baby. No, I'm going back to my car. Let me.
Oh, he's trying to detain her. No, let me go. You're hurting me. I'm going back to my car. So that's non-compliance. Oh.
I mean, don't do this in front of my child.
And she's putting it all on him. No accountability, no responsibility. Please don't do this in front of my child. Look, ma'am, you have created this situation. Lanita said, I've seen it. The mom knows she is wrong. Boom.
Take me to my car, please. I will. You don't have to curse me. I will, man. Don't. Please don't. You ain't got to me.
So now she's becoming belligerent and combative. Rusty, same would happen to me if I would have tried this same stunt with the police. Boom. Has nothing to do with race. You are an idiot. Just comply. God. Now, you know the hysterics. Oh, in all ways that I can't breathe. If I hear I can't breathe one more time, I think I'll die. Oh. He's trying to detain her, and she's moving around, crying, hysterical. Oh, right. Lanita, people like her, the demographic inside the demographic, don't believe they have to follow directions. Lanita, type it in the comment section. How many years did you teach? How many years did you see this in your years of teaching? We see it every day. And these are the same people. I bet this woman, if we could go back and talk to her teachers, I'm sure she was the same way. Oh, Rusty, they're trying to say, I can't breathe. Boom. Truth bomb. My girls, it's so hard for Black people like her to act like a mature adult. Yeah, because they don't want to be called on their nonsense. And there it is. You always hear, call my mama. You wouldn't have to call anyone, ma'am, if you had just complied. Tina, yes, these are the people that have kids. And then you wonder why there's such a breakdown in society. And he's telling her, I'm going to put you on the ground now. And that's when she's going to become even more combative. Oh. And so, you know, she's hysterical. You're hurting me, my arm. This did not have to escalate, ma'am. This is all your fault. My mom would say, arrest him so it teaches him a lesson. And Rusty, that's what they need. My girl said, these are Kamala Harris voters. Boom. Hey, my girls, no lies were detected in that statement. Woo! Give my baby my purse. So all this is taking place. Why? I can't breathe with these. Right. I think Rusty just said they're trained to say that. Come on now. Okay, you see her fighting him, right? Okay. I hope you can see that. Watching a BET movie, okay. Get off of me. Ma'am, you're being arrested. You don't have the right to say that now, okay? And I don't know if you can hear her. That's her daughter in the background crying. So she's acting like a whole fool at this school where other kids can see this as well. Throwing hands is definitely a resist. Right, Rusty? Then you hear some fool in the background get the F off of that lady. Probably one of the ladies that was arrested under the new Halo law. So, F-A-F. There it is. Did you hear it? I can't breathe. Oh, could you all see that? You see where she bit him on the arm. Did everyone see that? Or shall I rewind? Did everyone see that bite on his arm? My girls, I'm telling you, it should be a federal offense to be this stupid. Boom. Yes. Lanita taught 30 years in the hood in Dallas. Police activity was all the time at school, outside, on the way into work, sometimes on the regular. It became normal to hear about situations from students. Yeah. That was Maga. Maga saw that. That was a deep bite. Yes. Tina, yes, she's lucky she didn't get tased. Rusty, let's be honest. I really do feel sorry for that poor child being brought up this way. Dare I venture to say this isn't an isolated case? Rusty, it is not. This is not an anomaly. This is the norm. That's why you see society the way that it is. How you doing, Patriot Roy? Good evening. Yes, Baldwin. Yes, Dorian. Okay. So Maga, you see that is a very deep bite on his arm. I'm glad you can see that right here. Can you see that? Yeah, I tried to pause it again in time. That's a very deep bite. Oh. He's choking me. Ma'am, if you had bitten me on my arm, I'd be doing worse to you than choking you, okay? There it is again. You knew it was coming again. I can't breathe. Maga says she would be KO'd right now. You better believe. You bite me? I don't know if you have any communicable diseases. Yeah. Hit that like button, folks, if you're enjoying this content. If she can't breathe, how is she making that hyena noise? I knew my girls was going to jump on it. All right, here we go. Oh my God, this woman. I hope, yeah, that's sad. She's raising her daughter, and this is how she acts. Okay, Dorian, she's auditioning for BET. Rusty, when I hear reparations, I always count them with, I want reparations too for all my ancestors that died trying to end slavery. Boom. Rusty gets it. Yep. That's why some content creators here on YouTube are always talking about nobody help Black people. Sir, ma'am, you need to read history. The Quakers and plenty of white people helped on the Underground Railroad and otherwise during the Civil Rights Movement. So stop with those lies. So he's still struggling because she still won't put her hand behind her back. Patriot said maybe she'll get an invite to the View. Okay. And okay, do you hear the women, the women who were also charged? They're back there screaming she can't breathe. How the heck do they know the woman can't breathe? Oh. You hear ghetto girl in the back, get off of her. She can't breathe. I'm glad they charged those two heifers. Okay, so as you can see, by this time, with all this commotion, there's a crowd. So all these students, she just embarrassed her daughter. She's out there acting like a whole fool. Like Nemo says, she's acting like she has rabies. Ow! If she has rabies, Nemo, he's going to have to get a whole series of painful shots. I'm just saying. Good. Hey, that's good. Pun intended. Oh, my God. I don't know. I don't know if this lady right here is a teacher or an administrator. And then this black man who's leaning down, he was trying to help the situation, but that lady was out of control. Now her mom's going to have to get some money and go bail her out of jail because she's stupid. I'm like Rusty. I'm going to be like, nah, I'll see you when you get out. God. Rusty said this woman is too smart for the View. Oh my God. Now she called him a racial slur, the police officer. She punched me and she bit me. She was punching him. She bit him. She was doing the most. So I don't know why Ben Crumb thinks he's going to win this lawsuit that she's filing. How you doing, Shazee? I'm sorry, late getting on. That's okay. We're glad you're here. If you are enjoying the content, hit the like button, folks. If you have not subscribed already, today is your day. So, yeah, here we go. That cow is still screaming. She can't breathe. Don't move her. Now, is she a registered nurse, a doctor? Maybe there's something we don't know. Shut up, idiot. Lanita, I would have lost my job with this one. Lanita, tell me that the officer's life was in danger with the bystanders running their mouths. Yes, Lanita, yes. Inciting a riot almost. Looks like staff was trying to assist. Yeah, I don't know if they were teachers or admin. Been there, done that a few times as a teacher. Lanita, we all have love. Yes, all of us who are educators. Right, Rusty? Hood rats had, if hood rats had any dignity, hers just went right out the window. Boom. Yeah. Here we go. You see, she's got blood all over her arm. He's bleeding. Oh, it's just a mess.
She's tired. Put it on the floor. You got 25 feet. Get away from me. Are you going with her? Get in the car. Get in the car. Now you're going to kick me too, officer.
Now she's like, oh, you're going to kick me too, officer? So this woman is a drama queen. Lanita, Crappy Crump is an ambulance chaser. Yeah, I don't see how he thinks he's going to win this case. She was wrong from the beginning. Watch this. Keep going toe. So this is when, okay, let me back up. Crump was talking about the brutality. She got up and you're going to hit him like a man. You're going to be hit like a man. That's just what it is, folks. So I'm just calling it what it is. She's no victim here. She got up and was trying to fight him like a man. Rusty, the only victim in this video is the officer and the child. Boom. No lies were detected in that statement, Rusty. Here we go. Did everyone see that? So I don't know how Ben Crumb thinks he's going to win a lawsuit. She got up and tried to fight him like, now those just joining the chat, she has already bitten the man and he's been struggling with her for a minute. So she's been doing the most. So she's lucky she wasn't shot or tased. And you hear the cows in the back. What the F is wrong with you? Get off her back. And they would not shut up. I'm glad they were charged. And I can't breathe. How many times have we heard I can't breathe? Somebody keep a tally. That gentleman holding the umbrella, I think, is a teacher or an admin at the school. And I see he has a little walkie-talkie. So he's a school, he's part of the school staff. Yes, Lanita, she is definitely feral. He's trying to calm her down, but when you're feral, you're just feral. Lanita, some folks are just feral, unhinged. MAGA, my uncle was a Detroit cop and he went to help a woman whose husband was abusing her and she knocked my uncle out. What? She walked him in the head, one of those 1970s, hit him in the head with a 1970s pogo stick. MAGA. I used to have a pogo stick. Those things are heavy. Greg said, loosen the cuffs so she can breathe. Pam, drama queen, winner of the year. Boom. Pam, we've seen this movie before, right? Demon, yes. But they're the victims. Get out of here. Now they're cursing. He pulled her hair out. Ma'ams, did you see everything that she's doing to him? You see how that works, folks? Okay. So she's saying she can't breathe, and the cows are still in the background screaming she can't breathe. How you doing, Detroit? But Detroit said, I have black fatigue. Detroit, I am way past fatigue. I have black exhaustion, okay? I am so sick of these people and these lies. And how she thinks she's going to win a lawsuit? Good luck with that, ma'am. Good luck. She can't breathe. I didn't realize they had so many doctors and nurses in the crowd. What are your thoughts so far, folks, on this video? Tell me what your thoughts are. Let me get rid of this commercial. All right, let's get back to the action.
So as a result of her actions on Tuesday afternoon, Erica McGriff was arrested for battery on a law enforcement officer, resisting an officer with violence, and operating a motor vehicle while having a driver's license that is revoked as a habitual traffic offender, which is probably what led to her refusing to give some of those things over in the very beginning.
That's what I said. Those of you who are just joining the chat, Detroit, are you familiar with this case? Detroit said, I can't breathe either. Detroit. Yeah, so, okay, Mayor, thank you, love, for joining us. Sumo wrestling with the police has become a sport with these folks. So that's, and see, he's saying that this was my opinion. I think she knew, you know, hey, my license is revoked, but why would you park in the middle of an intersection? Dory. Okay. Greg, I'm fatigued just watching. Greg, I'm way past fatigue. All right, here we go.
These charges are all third-degree felonies, each punishable by up to 5 years in Florida State Prison. Additionally, McGriff was cited for multiple traffic violations. So what's today's takeaway? If you violently resist our officers, if you punch them, if you bite them, you will be arrested. If you crowd and harass our officers or any first responder after a verbal warning, you will be arrested. GHETTO will always hold accountable those who violate the law. But this entire episode reaches beyond even law violations.
That's right.
It speaks to the breakdown of civil society
right.
that are some in our community not only quietly accept, but actively promote. So beyond breaking the law, these adults committed these acts in front of vulnerable and impressionable school children.
Yep.
These adults modeled and normalized for school-age children not only breaking the law, but also lying to the police, violently resisting the police, punching police officers, biting a police officer, and harassing a police officer, and encumbering a police officer. Officer Holton was simply doing his job. Disappointingly, this negative modeling had direct consequences here.
Yep.
Currently, there's an active pickup order for a juvenile for making threats to shoot up Idea Charter School because of this incident. So GHETTO will not tolerate those who violate the law and victimize our officers or any member of our communities. These jobs are tough enough without all of that. So we reject the flawed theory promoted by some that this type of unprovoked violence is shown to police officers is somehow justified. I ask every member of this community who enjoys the privileges of a civil society, one organized by laws, to reject this flawed theory. No one is above the law. No one should be hurt or hinder a public servant doing the work that is a critical function to our community. So now I'll take any questions that you all may have.
And in the comment section, folks, if you feel that the officer was wrong, type it, let me know. If you feel that the officer was right, type that. If you feel Miss Erica McGriff was right, tell me what your thoughts are. I mean, and if we don't all agree, that's fine, but I'm giving you my review of this case, and I'm going to also show you the halo law. Those of you just joining, that's a new law in Florida. When a situation like this is going on and the police tell you to back up and you don't, if you give them 25 feet, you will be charged. Baldwin says the woman started it. Okay. Yeah, I want all of your opinions. Lanita, imagine how she acts with her children. Boom. Yes. Oh, yes. Dorian said black fatigue is killing my soul. All right.
Yes, sir.
The black male with beard, he was in a patterned shirt.
Yeah.
Umbrella
Yeah.
represented the Alpha fraternity. Who was that?
He's one of the school administrators.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I saw he was, I guess, an assistant principal. Because when he had the radio, the walkie-talkie, so that's what I assumed he was. All of our administrators have walkie-talkies as well. Tina, why did she block the intersection with no? Tina, if you know your license is revoked, you need to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Tina, that's what I don't get. You knew, what was that rap song a few years ago, Trying to Catch Me Riding Dirty? You knew you were riding dirty. And your paperwork was not in order. He said she has multiple traffic violations. So I guess, I don't know. How you doing, Court Oliver? Welcome to the chat, love. Tell us what your thoughts are on this case. Patriot, I can't breathe. She is to blame. Yes. Adults should know how to behave in public and they should grasp authority without getting their feelings hurt. Boom. Yes. The officer was doing his job. She provoked the whole thing. Boom. Yes. Court Oliver, are you new here, love? Let us know so we can welcome you to the family. But yeah, I don't know how I'm going to keep up with this case. Thank you, Cord. Cord, hey, you're going to fit right in. Yes. Charlie, how are you? Administration has walkie-talkies now. Yes, Charlie, I'm a teacher. All of the administrators and some of the teachers at my school actually have walkie-talkies. Sometimes I have one too. Court Oliver, we're welcoming you to the chat. Charlie, are you new here, love? If you are, we are also welcoming you. Anyone who is enjoying this content, please do me a favor and hit that little thumb. That's the like button. And hey, hit the subscribe button. We'd love to have you join our family. All right, so let's listen. The sheriff is answering the questions. Now, those of you who know this sheriff, TK Waters, every time something happens with a police officer and a black Floridian, they always give this man a hard time. They've called this man everything but a child of God, and all he's doing is his job. Here we go.
So if you'll see, the school administrators were there trying to keep everyone back. And largely, in my opinion, they helped keep that officer at least with some sort of comfort level while he's engaged with that individual.
Where were the individuals in the video?
Rusty said we got to watch Animal Planet tonight. Rusty, I love Animal Planet, but I don't want to see this goon. She's biting. These are animalistic behaviors. She did all of this, and now look at all these felonies. Yes, Court, welcome to the family, love. She may have to go do time. Her mother is going to have to get some money to go bail her out of jail. Now she's going to have to go to court. She may do time. Now, then I guess her mother will have to keep her daughter. What is wrong with these people?
Video that were violating the halo.
So there was an elderly, an older lady wearing a pinkish red shirt. I believe at one point she used an expletive and said she wasn't even worried about the 25 feet. And then there was a young girl. You saw her come in later. after things started wrapping up a bit, you saw her come in later and grab the phone. She was one of the ones that was standing there with a lot of the chirping.
So now they have some charges. Well, good. I'm glad. I support TK Waters. I support him. This stuff has to stop. Charlie, my pops follows you. I drop in here and there to drop a like, checking in from Wisconsin. All right, Cheesehead. We almost beat those Packers. We tied with you this year. I'm a Cowboy. You know that. Welcome. Thank you for dropping in, Charlie. We appreciate your support. My girls, monkeys act more civilized than she does. Yes. Lanita just keeps calling her feral. That's the demographic inside the demographic, folks. We can't excuse that behavior. We can't. Oh.
That was going on.
Okay, let me get rid of the commercial. I don't care what color you are. You're right or you're wrong. And that's just where we are, folks. All right, here we go.
The one who got the phone, what happens to that person?
She's going to be arrested.
Oh.
So they were there. They would not shut their big fat mouths. So now they're both the two ladies that were doing all that talking and get the off of her and get, she can't breathe. And they're going to, thank goodness. People need to shut up and back up. Let the police officers do their jobs. I'm sick of these people. It's ridiculous. And they're the victims. As Lanita said, they are totally feral, just like wild animals. No couth, no raising, no morals, no anything but victimhood.
So you'd say the officer was doing his job. He followed all DJs and training.
Yeah. So the first thing we do before we even do this stuff, before we bring it out here, we look at it, we send it to our experts, our use of force experts, to look at everything that he does in that process. And he followed the rules. He followed the laws.
Yes, Tina, I was thinking about her daughter. Her daughter doesn't want to go back to that school. And it's all over social media. It went viral. You know that her daughter doesn't want to go back there. God.
Shocking to me that you square up to fight a police officer. Just maybe when you're going to get a citation, you're probably going to end up going to jail because it's a third-degree felony for a revoked habitual traffic violator license. But it's remarkable to me that you're willing to stand up and go toe-to-toe.
Like I said, how Ben Crumb thinks he's going to win this, she stood up and tried to fight him like toe-to-toe, like a man. She's lucky she wasn't shot or tased. And if I'm sure, now he's a school resource officer, so let me say this. They really don't like to use force. If that had been another police officer or a state trooper, she would have been shot or tased. I'm just telling you right now.
Which is, I can't understand that.
Was the officer there doing traffic for the idea school? And as far as, I know there was a scuffle getting her into restraint.
Yeah.
Can you explain what took so long? And also, were there other officers, I guess, who were along the way?
He was the only one that was there. He was there by himself. There were other officers that were on the way. But, sometimes if you're in different locations, it takes a little bit to get there. He was, I believe, I didn't speak to him directly. I believe he was trying to hold her until she kind of gassed out. And then eventually you saw, put her hands behind her back so he can get those handcuffs on her.
She was saying that she couldn't breathe. It was kind of hard to tell what exactly kind of.
Yeah, I'll give you a test. Jake, I'll give you a test.
Yeah, she kept screaming, I can't breathe. If you can't breathe, you're not able to talk, crazy. I can't breathe. You had time to do all that talking, but you could not breathe. Okay.
Go home and let your wife choke you and try to talk. You can hear whether someone's their airways being blocked or you can't talk. She could breathe. If you look underneath, you can see that his hands weren't even knotted together where he was pulling. He was just holding her to make sure that he could keep control of her. And
Lanita, yes, he could have really beaten her to a pulp. He could have shot her, tased her. Again, the school resource officers, they are really trained to be, restrained and to, I've seen in my 28 years of teaching, when we would get a tough SRO who would be tough on the students, He didn't last long. That's not what they want. They want someone who's, there, but not to really do anything, if you know what I mean.
It's pretty obvious he didn't want to go. He didn't want to go too far. He wanted to make sure he followed the rules and made sure he did this the best way that he could, and I commend him for that. The hard part is this is not an easy job, and it's not getting any easier. Now we all volunteer to do this, right? We want to do this because we love where we live. It's not an easy job, and it's making it more difficult when police officers come out here and try to affect the law lawfully and do the things that we're supposed to do, and then you get surrounded like that. It's dangerous. Anything can happen. So we want to make sure that we let folks know as part of a public service announcement that if you do this and you're asked not to do it, you're going to get arrested because we're going to review it and you're going to get arrested. I care about this community being safe, and I care about the police officers that work here being safe, which is very important. You have to have some comfort level that you're going to know that you can go out there, take care of your job, and go home safely. So we want to make sure people understand that.
This is
okay. How you doing, Shazee? Yes, Shazee, that's what I said. How you doing, Saria? She's lucky that was a school resource officer. She'd probably be unalived, especially when she bit him and then she squared up to fight him like a man. I'm like Tina. I think Tina said it. What did she do at home with her child? She's got some unresolved issues, anger and hate.
Is this the first time JSO's made an arrest using the HALO law?
This is the very first time, yes, sir.
So these ladies who were in the back screaming, cursing at the officer, she can't breathe and get the off of her. They're being charged. So this is a new law in Florida. They are the first. I don't mind being first, but I don't want to be the first person charged with a new law. They're being the first people charged under this new HALO law. So we have to see where that goes.
Sheriff, to follow up on Tara's question.
Yeah.
Was he working the school zone?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't answer that.
Or was he just passing through?
No, he was working at school, not a school zone. So we have a safe schools program. When after the Marjorie Stoneman Douglas situation.
He was the resource officer, yeah.
No, he wasn't a resource officer. We provide officers to schools in our city to do safe schools, to make sure.
Well, here, I guess in Florida, they don't call it school resource officers. We call them SROs, but they have a different name, same thing. Okay.
The school stay safe. And he was working in that with that program.
And then the initial reason he made contact with her again, if you just go over that.
She left her car unattended, illegally parked in the roadway, and it was still running. And I think this is just an assumption. I want to make sure you're clear. We're clear on this. I think he saw that. Someone talked to him about that because that's part of his duties there when school's letting out. And when he began to approach and have the discussion, you saw how it played out from there.
So McGriff was arrested. The woman in the pink shirt, she was arrested.
Yes.
And the person who later in the video broke the HALO's violation to grab the phone, that person will be arrested.
Yes, and that juvenile has a pickup order for threatening the school.
Oh. So how does this work for officers? I know the HALO law's been in effect, but just as far as...
Rusty, that was the beginning of the end for her. She knew. That's why she did not comply from the beginning. Yes, Rusty, she knew. Yep, she abandoned her vehicle. Yep.
It would be more of a priority put on having that space so officers can do their job.
Yeah, so we'll train on it. We'll make sure we discuss, and they normally do that. You get yourself in a situation like that, you normally say, get back, give me some space. But we'll train on it to make sure that they give that warning to get back. Sometimes if it's bad enough, Tarek, they're not going to be able to say you have to give me 25 feet. They're going to say get back, and that's going to serve as that warning to get back. So we'll train on it to make sure that happens, and we'll move from here. My hope is that we don't have those issues. I don't mind people, and I can tell you this, I don't mind people standing beyond 25 feet, videoing or saying what you're going to say, because people are going to do that, and you have the right to say what you want to say. But if it gets to a point where it creates an uncomfortable level for our police officer.
Lanita said it. You said what he just said, basically. All those screaming big backs are used to egg on fights and situations. Yeah, they escalate the situation, Lanita. Again, showing their children how to misbehave. Boom. Yes.
who may or may not get hurt by someone in a crowd, then we have to draw the line.
Do you know the person who captured the cell phone video? Were they one of the people that violated the HALO law or no?
No, not that I know of. There were a lot of people that were standing there that weren't really even screaming. You know, there were just some agitators there, a lot of agitators there, and we were able to find the ones that definitely disobeyed that law. We'll make sure we don't just, you know, we don't want a scatter effect.
Charlie, he's been in the news a lot. Every time something happens, especially with white police officers and, you know, and black perpetrators or suspects, and something happens, he comes and he stands with his officers. So the black race hustlers hate him, okay? And he's been called everything but a child of God. So I hope that explains it, Charlie.
We want to just point out the ones that violated that law and then take action from there.
Do you have any advice for the public? I guess they're witnessing an officer, you know, in a physical altercation or whatever. Your sort of best advice in terms of what they should do to avoid violating this law?
Just make sure you stand far enough away and allow him or her to do their jobs.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a difficult job. It's not easy. Recently, things have changed dramatically. You know, cameras on everyone's cell phone. People want to get videos and post them. We understand. That's fine. It's part of the process. We get it. But my advice would be,
stand back.
Don't get within that space. And when you're asked, or once he says get back, or she says get back, then get back. Get back, move away far enough so that he can continue to do his job or her job safely. We don't want them getting into a situation where they may find themselves hurt by someone that's watching.
Right.
And that happens. And it has happened. And I'm thankful to the Florida legislature for passing this law, because it helps.
Discretionary law, though, as well, kind of like the administrator who helped wouldn't be charged, but the person who got too close would.
Well, when you have an administrator helping, standing there with an umbrella, just helping and trying to hold people back, you wouldn't charge that individual anyway, because part of it is being harassing, not just standing there. You have to be able to be harassing them or doing something to make them feel like they're unsafe.
Right.
They weren't doing that. There was others around that were. So it's not necessarily discretionary. You can look at the statute, follow the statute, see what it says, and apply the statute to the people that are violating it.
I think this carries on to that. And the person with the cell phone seems to also be within 25 feet.
Yep.
And is
Not saying a word. Not saying a word from what we could see.
So basically, the way the HALO law is working, it's going to be working, I guess, really to get those agitators, like the two big backs that Lanita mentioned. How you doing, Rich James? Welcome to the chat, love. Shazi, she was just off the chain, okay? She, and like we were saying earlier, I think Rusty was saying, and this TK Waters thinks she knew she was caught, and that's why she started off. As soon as he started talking to her, she was running from him. She did not listen to anything he said. Saria, yes. Okay. And we're almost done with this. I'll let this play.
So, you know, she's recording. He says get back. Never agitated, never harassed, just standing there. And just standing there holding the phone is not necessarily harassment, right? We'd be in all kinds of problems. We'd be violating their rights then. But we would like for them to move back when asked. We'd like for you just to be moved to be 25 feet or beyond without even being asked. Because of the climate sometimes that we find ourselves in.
And that makes sense, the discretionary nature, but the person's action.
No. It's spelled out in the statute. Look at the statutes, 843.
So everyone, that's the new HALO law. Saria says, I love my Florida laws. Woohoo! She was just a nut job, Shaziz. She would not, and like I said, we think it was because, and I have to show you Ben Crum. He did a press conference. So don't throw up your dinner, please, folks. And so with that new HALO law, folks, let me tell you what you need to do. Hold on one second. Let me see what I'm looking for here. Yeah, I'm trying to queue up the next video for you. But yeah, be careful if you're in Florida. If they tell you to get back, you have to give them 25 feet. Okay. No one looked. I walked by. Just an invitation would have been just fine. Said no to him again and again. First he took my heart and then he ran. No one knows how I feel. Someone tell me the song I'm singing in the year. Stand back, stand back. In the middle of my room, I did not hear from you. All right, all right. To be standing in a line. To be standing in a line. That's Stevie Nicks. Hey, so with this new Florida Halo law, stand back, stand back. Yes, Mayor. That's when Stevie Nicks went solo. But yeah, you can say Fleetwood Mac. That's close enough. But yeah, stand back. I'm glad they're charging these people. They do nothing but incite riots, and then when they're questioned, they tell lies. That was from 83, Rusty. 83 was a good year, baby. Yeah, Joel. How you doing? Joel finally made it. If you're watching, let me get this video ready for you. Folks, ask Lanita, a retired educator, and I'm about a year or two from retirement. These are the same people. Can you see what I'm telling you? I wish we could go back in time and talk to her teachers. If I'm wrong, I would buy each of you a steak dinner, but I know I'm not wrong. How I am willing to bet. Go if you could talk to her teachers. She was combative in school. How much you want to bet? How much? Buy each of you a steak at Texas Roadhouse restaurant. All right, let me show you Ben Crumb. So, all right, here we go. And like I told you, those just joining us, BLM. You know how you've ever heard the old people say, you can make something good out of something bad? We know BLM was a whole sham. We know that. But one good thing about BLM, they campaigned. They wanted body cameras, body cameras, body cameras. Greg, yum, yum. Boom, you got it. That's my favorite place. Shaziz, spitting at someone is illegal, so maybe biting. Shaziz, you weren't here. Ask Maga. That was a deep indentation on his arm. She's lucky she wasn't unalived or tased. And I'm pretty sure, you know, the way the crowd was there and they, you know, the agitators, I think if he had got, you know, taken it up a notch, you know, he could have had a full-blown riot. I mean, they were already, those of you who, you know, saw, you watched the whole footage, you could see it was escalating. And I'm pretty sure in the back of his mind, he didn't want to escalate it any further than it already was. She had done that. Okay? So you see old Ben Crumb right here. Yes, Shaziz, what if she had a communicable disease? So I don't know how Ben Crumb thinks he's going to win this, but listen to this crap. Crap is what it is. Listen.
Begin the press conference this morning. Thank you for your attendance and welcome all of you to being here today.
Has anyone seen the press conference with Ben Crumb? He's getting ready to come up and talk. Type in 1 in the comment section if you've already seen this, folks. Okay.
Let us pray.
They start off with "Let us pray." You should have told her that before she acted like a whole wild animal. I mean, I look at Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom every Sunday morning on MeTV. But I don't want to come on YouTube and watch it. And she was acting like a whole wild feral animal, as Lanita said. Yes, Nemo, it is. Okay, listen to this crap. Now they're starting it off with a prayer. You should have been praying for her to get some help because she definitely has a problem.
Dear God, you are the God of justice, the God of fairness, the God of human flourishing, where you created all of us in your image that we might enjoy our lives lived by your grace and your mercy. And we thank you that your word says that we can call on you in a time of trouble. And so, God, we stand here today realizing and understanding that we don't stand alone, but we stand in you. We pray for Erica and the family. We pray, oh God, for your grace.
Detroit, look at this. Demons praying. And there's no one there to tell her, ma'am. I mean, this is sad. No one there to tell her that she was wrong. You know, someone, maybe I'm not intelligent enough. I don't get that. All of these people turned her into the victim. Those days are gone. Another woke pulpit parasite leeching off the ignorance of my girl, you're going to the corner. Shazee, do you think these guys really believe she was mistreated by law enforcement, or is he just in it for the money? He's a smart man. Shazee, if he looked at the same footage that we looked at, this woman started off from the beginning. She was wrong. Why won't someone tell her? Tina, boom. They're praying, but not to Jesus, more like to that demon woman's father, the devil. Lanita, she's just a devil woman with evil on her mind. Beware the devil woman, she's gonna get you. Woo! Cliff Richards. Oh my God. This happened in Jacksonville, Florida, Monique. Patriot's laughing. Yeah, Patriot. Why won't there's not one person to tell this woman, okay, let's sit down and have a conversation. You were wrong. I'm sick of this.
And for your mercy and for your guidance to be on her and the legal team. Yes, Lord. We pray, oh God, for wisdom. And we thank you, God, not only for the letter of the law, but the spirit of the law. We thank you, oh God, that you're a God who looks beyond what seems to be simple, but sees the complex.
Oh, Joel, I can't with this. Stop, Lynn. My black fatigue is becoming critical. See, my girls, you have Detroit HP in here acting up. You see that? Oh, my God.
And we thank you for the articulation of truth. Yes, Lord. For you are the God of truth. Yes, Lord. And we bless you for this time. And we give you glory and praise. For we ask it in your holy and your precious name with thanksgiving. Let everybody say amen. Amen. Amen.
Yeah, I think I'm close. Thank you very much, Reverend. Senator Hill, I'm Attorney Ben Crump along with Attorney Harry Daniels and Attorney Sue Ann Robinson. And we are here in Jacksonville, Florida, once again in opposition to the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office for what appears to be a pattern and practice of excessive use of force.
Excuse me, Mr. Crumb. Did you watch the same video that we watched when she tried to square up and fight him like a man? Did you see the bite mark, that imprint that she left on his arm? Talk to me, Crumb.
Against black motorists for minor traffic violations. Present with us is the college student William McNeil, who, as you all recall, was violently brutalized based on the allegation of a traffic violation. where Attorney Daniels and Attorney Robinson exposed the lie and what happened in that case. And so we're here on a new case of excessive use of force. And equally important, we are here in defense of black women because we have to stand up for black women.
I don't need anyone to stand up for me. I have God on my side. So, Nemo, this dude is pure scum. They are so freaking full of it. The police officer needs to sue her for biting him. Tina, yes. Rusty, it wasn't about the traffic violation. It was how she decided to handle it, sir. Rusty, thank you. All of you are dropping some truth bombs in here. Al Sharptongue, he's somewhere trying to get another check. Hey, you have to realize Al Sharptongue has been in the game longer than Ben Crumb. He probably looked at this case and he was like, nah, I can't win that one. Whoop! He's all about that dollar now.
When they are brutalized by the very people who are supposed to protect and serve them. Yeah. So we have present with us the women who were arrested on October 7th. We have Erica McGriff, this sister who...
Okay, so you know we're getting into the blackety black, the mayor scammers. Hey, the identity politics again, these sisters. So he's trying to bring other black people in on their side. Don't look at what's right or wrong, but they're black. So come on over here. These are our sisters. No, sir. Yes, Monique. It's either right or it's wrong. I don't care what color your skin is. Crumb. Stop it.
Who was simply trying to do what most parents do every day, not just in Jacksonville, but all across America.
Okay, so listen and see. He's not going to say anything about anything wrong that she did. Just continue to listen. Yes, Patriot. I hope Trump can investigate him too. Yes. Boom.
America, going to the school to pick up her 9-year-old daughter. And you're going to hear from her. And she's going to tell you briefly, because we have these criminal charges pending that we think.
All those felonies. And all she had to do was comply.
Is something we should all take very seriously. But she asked the principal, what is the procedures to pick up the walkers when it's raining? She was just trying to help her 9-year-old daughter not get rained on. So she parked off the road, went to the school with the umbrella to get her daughter. And then everything on this video transpires after that. But just as troubling as what the officer did to her and her being arrested is the arrest of 2 innocent black women who were bystanders.
They didn't listen to the officer's orders. He told them, okay, so again, they were there as agitators.
Jasmine Jefferson and Anita Gibson. And you watch the video for yourself. I mean, it is troubling that they would try to make it a criminal offense to videotape the interaction.
You see, he's lying right through his teeth. He will not say anything about what actually happened. So so he's saying none of these women did anything wrong. It's the white racist police officer. It's white supremacy and racism. I can't with this man. I cannot. Oh, really? Lanita, you're going to time out if you say something else. Lanita, you said what I was, hey, the quiet part that I was thinking, you said it out loud. And that's not a James Brown wig either. Boom.
Of law enforcement officers with citizens. I say to Sheriff Waters, if your officers are doing good policing in the community, why can't the public videotape it?
Rusty said, what about when she her name is Miss Erica. What's her last name? Anyway, hold on. Anyway, let me read this. Rusty said she transformed into Hannibal Lecter. McGriff is her last name. McGriff. Oh my God. I can't. Rusty.
And you want everybody to be able to see your good police officers doing good police work? Or is it something more sinister? You know that there's a pattern in practice, and you don't want video showing how they really interact with citizens, especially black citizens. You don't really want them to video them engaging in excessive use of force with citizens. You really don't want them being caught in untruths and lies by citizens videotaping them. Is that the crux of the matter here? Is that what's going on in Jacksonville, Florida? Because we understand how critical this is. How many young black motorists have been killed doing simple traffic stops. And that is a problem. Doing routine traffic stops, our community has an ongoing concern across the country of suffering violent and deadly interactions at the hands of law enforcement. The type of force used on Erica McGriff, the chokeholds, the hair grabbing, they're being punched with closed fists.
She stood up to fight him straight up, just like a man. She stood up toe to toe. She's lucky she's alive, Crum, so stop it.
In the face, having knee put on her neck.
You know he's channeling his inner George Floyd. You knew he was going to bring that up. Oh my. So that's why I wanted to do this video, because the videos of her and the officer fighting has gone viral, and they spun a narrative. Racist white police officer brutalizes black motorists, but they won't tell you the truth. Thank you, Miss Prosperity. Oh my God.
Reserved for armed and dangerous criminals who are a threat to the public and our safety, but not for mothers who are double parked to go pick up their daughter from school so she won't get rained on. Regardless of what you think, how she should comply, when you look at that excessive use of force, it is not right. The United States Supreme Court has issued decisions that have said even if you were engaging in a lawful arrest, you still cannot engage in excessive use of force. And what we saw with Erica was excessive use of force. This woman was beaten and is a victim of this excessive and just.
Try not to throw up your dinner, folks. I know it's hard to listen to him because all of you who were here, who actually watched the video, you know this is a crock of you know what. Right, Greg?
Justifiable use of force in front of her 9-year-old daughter. and other students and parents at the school. This officer didn't seem to have regard for the environment or public safety.
Now there she is looking like a pitiful victim. Okay, everyone see how she's there looking like she's about ready to cry. She's a drama queen. I see that. My girls, the black peanut M&M needs to sit his black down and be still and stop being a race hustler. He is hilarious. These people, no one is, all the people she's surrounded by, no one will tell her. She started this whole incident. All she had to do was comply. Comply now. And then if someone mistreats you, there are, procedures you can follow. Yes. Lanita, she took a chunk out of him. Better watch out. He don't turn werewolf. Lanita, no. Shaziz, the sad thing is she will probably get off with a slap on the wrist. I don't know Shaziz because they put a bunch, she has a bunch of felonies, excuse me. She is the one who escalated it. So she could probably do some time. She did, Tina. That was a deep bite. Rusty, can she breathe now?
When you watch that video in its entirety, Attorney Daniels will touch on some of those points in a moment. This brutality cannot be tolerated. Anyone with an ounce of humanity can see that this was unjustifiable and excessive, the way he brutalized this black woman.
That black woman brutalized that police officer. Boom.
What happened to chivalry? What happened to chivalry? Where a man was supposed to display, kindness to women, be gentlemen. Is chivalry dead in Jacksonville?
Whenever you square up with a man and you're trying to fight him like a man, yes, it is.
Or is it only dead in Jacksonville when it comes to black women?
There he goes again. Blackety, 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 black.
This is troubling on many levels, and it goes beyond just Miss McGriff. You see, Reverend, we have this so-called HALO law designed to stop citizens from recording police activity and inhibit their First Amendment rights. It left 2 innocent bystanders in jail for being present and recording while this brutal arrest was taking place.
What is he reading from?
If law enforcement is protecting and serving, there is no reason for them not to be recorded.
Detroit has an excellent point. Feminism destroyed chivalry. All right, Detroit.
If Sheriff Waters knows there's a pattern and practice of brutalizing citizens with excessive force in the black community in Jacksonville, then wouldn't he want to see what his officers are actually doing? Wouldn't the public have a right to know so we can try to solve this problem? Why are we trying to hide the truth? Why don't we want to have...
Okay, Margie, how you came back. How you doing, love? Margie says this is bull. Bull sugar. So sick of all of it. Right is wrong and wrong is right. God sees it all. Margie, did you let me know if you've seen the footage? You're here a little bit late. We've already watched the footage, so we know this is a crock of bull. Okay, you're absolutely right. Hit that like button, love. Thank you for joining us. So anyway, Margie, let me get you caught up to speed. So she hired this race hustler, Ben Crumb. So they're suing. But I don't know if you know, Margie, She bit him. I mean, I don't mean, she left a deep imprint on his arm. She stood up, reared up, and fought him. She was throwing blows. Well, she tried to fight him toe to toe like she was a man. She's lucky to be alive. Oh my God.
Our officers operate in sunshine, where everybody can see what great officers they are. But is the reason they want bystanders to be far away and not recording.
Lanita, see, so again, he's not telling the truth. Lanita, they can record just fine from a distance with their expensive, fancy Apple cell phones. Yeah, but they were up there being agitators is what they were doing. And that's how full-blown riots start. I hope she has to pay the officers legal fees as well as all the court costs and fines. Well, you know, Rusty, her family started a GoFundMe. So I guess that was probably at the request of Ben Crumb, because you know I'm sure they don't have the kind of money that he normally gets. He gets big checks, okay? Lanita said werewolf bite and fight. Yeah, you have to have some big bucks for him. So they started a GoFundMe, I guess, to pay his legal fees. I don't know.
So we won't get to see and hear what's happening. Anita Gibson and Jasmine Jefferson were charged with violating the HALO statute that requires a 25-foot buffer zone from law enforcement. These women did not impede the officer from arresting Miss McGriff. The officer did that by himself by continually escalating the situation.
Okay, all of you who were here watching this video, type in the comment section, who escalated this situation? Who escalated this situation? Maybe my glasses are dirty and I was looking at the video wrong. Yeah, Margie, yes, I see another of this. Yes, Margie, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Right, Rusty? Maybe my glasses are dirty. Who escalated this situation? Baldwin said the feral female dog. Yes, Lanita, he's going to have medical fees. You know, she was bleeding and he was too. This was Jacksonville, Florida, Mayor. Yes. Who escalated this situation? Shazzy. My girl, stop rubbing off on Shaziz. Now you have Shaziz calling me. Oh my. Hey, Shaziz, just in time for Halloween. Boom.
No de-escalation from this officer whatsoever. You all got to see the body cam video that went viral and was seen over 1 million times now in America. I'm sure by the end of the day it'll be 2 million times because people are starting to talk about this. But you all do understand that the sheriff released the body camera video trying to justify the brutality on Miss McGriff.
My grandpa. Why is he, this race hustler, lying to this woman? If he watched the same video that we did and he said that he did, why won't he tell her the truth? Anyone that sends money to that GoFundMe, they can't have more than 2 brain cells.
And I think it fell flat on its face because when you look at that video, what it tells you is not only was that not justified, but it tells you the arrest of these 2 innocent black women who had humanity to say that don't do her like this. And ask for the PIN number on her cell phone once her daughter. Lanita said, Bumquisha started it.
Yes, 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 yes. Thank God we got to see. Yes, Rusty, we know who started it.
Had given her the phone because she was a mother and she was concerned about her daughter and saying, well, who can we call?
She should have been saying, telling the lady, just comply. And it would never have gotten to that point.
And for you doing that there, you're saying that she should be arrested and spend 72 hours in jail. Ashamed before God. I mean, think about that. Because because Miss Jefferson exhibited an ounce of humanity to say, what is the phone number? Who can I call to help your daughter? Don't do that to her in front of her child. She is arrested now under this law that the governor signed. And remember, go back, don't take Ben Crump's word for it. Go back and look at what his words were when he
Lanita, Bumquisha always starts something. Reminds me of the Jackson song. Oh yeah, Michael Jackson. Say you want to be starting something. You got to be starting something. Say you want to be starting something. Got to be starting something to how to get over. Yeah. Yes, Lanita. Start something, throw rocks, and then hide their hands. Now they're the victims. That's Florida, right? They're not going to win in Florida. Are they crazy? They're not.
Signed this law. He said there were too many people videotaping police officers and then having a narrative out there that was unfavorable to police. Those were his words. And they did it at the time when the young man in Chicago had been shot 91 times for a traffic violation. And law enforcement community was upset that people were videotaping their interactions with citizens and trying to call them into question and trying to hold them accountable and trying to say that these people have a right to equal justice under the law too. And for those reasons, they passed this unconstitutional law that is vague and ambiguous and arbitrary and capricious. And I mean, it flies in the very face of the First Amendment. And these black women are the first to be arrested under this law in the state of Florida. And so we have to make sure that just like when the Stand Your Ground law came and people didn't know how Trayvon got killed, well, this HALO law is going to become a word that everybody is talking about all across America. And these black women are going to be the martyrs that makes the world know that this HALO law is wrong.
Right. Who is this? Who is he channeling? Is he trying to channel his inner MLK? What is this guy? I can't with him. Just because you tell a lie 1,000 times doesn't make it true. Boom. Joseph Bailing. Hey, little lady, how you doing? I'm great. How you doing, Joe? Welcome back, dear. Joe, tell me if you're familiar with this case. This race hustler, Ben Crumb, is trying to make victims out of Erica. What's her face? The wig don't fit. Not the wig. McGriff. And I don't know if you've seen the video. Let me know. Yeah, he's trying to channel his inner Johnny Cochran. This lady, she did the most. She would not comply. She she stood toe to toe and tried to fight the officer like a man. She has a habitual traffic violator. She did not have driver's license. She would not listen. She escalated the case, the situation. And then the two women, the officer told some two women to back up, give them 25 feet. They wouldn't listen. They were arrested under the new Florida HALO law. So now the race hustlers involved, and they have a GoFundMe page. Get out of here.
It's just wrong. He arrested these women for being witnesses to the brutal and excessive arrest. We must not stand by as these women are the first to be charged under this unconstitutional law. We must fight back and say plainly that the HALO law is bad law. Public safety depends on accountability. Without people watching, we don't know.
Lanita, exactly. Lanita, why is he not telling about her background? The law is not the issue. It's all about her action. Lanita, he has said nothing about her background, right? Lock her up and be done with it. Boom. Exactly. Lanita is just like me. We don't care what color you are. You're either right or you're wrong. Monique, playing the victim when she resisted arrest. I mean, she just would when he was trying to arrest her, it just would have been because she's driving without license and she had some other traffic. They say she's a habitual traffic violator, but now you have all these felonies. So you keep talking about, oh, my daughter. You weren't thinking about that when you were committing all these felonies. Now, if you have to go make time, someone's going to have to keep your daughter. That was real smart, lady. What an idiot.
What will happen? Can you imagine if there was no video? It happens to be George Floyd's birthday. If there was no video in the killing of George Floyd, can you imagine if there was no video in the brutal arrest of Erica McGriff? No, video is good. Transparency is good. Accountability is good. Because it all leads to trust.
Lanita, what's just wrong is all them bad Timu wigs with the bump on. Lanita, oh my God. Right, Dory? Woo! I can't with this chat. I can't.
And isn't that what we want between law enforcement and the community? Trust. And that's what this is about, Sheriff Waters. Video is a good thing, not a bad thing. And let's continue to stand up for justice for these black women, the Jacksonville Three. Justice for the Jacksonville Three.
That's his mantra for this case. Justice for the Jacksonville Three. Oh my God. Greg, judge will make his decision quickly when he sees the video. Yes, all he has to do is look at the video. That's it. Oh my God. Rusty, this is the part where he says, don't believe your lying eyes.
Justice for the Jacksonville Three. Justice for the Jacksonville Three.
Justice for the Jacksonville Three.
At this time, you will hear from my co-counsel, a great lawyer who practices across America fighting for people's rights, but he has been intentional about trying to expose the pattern and practice of police brutality in Jacksonville, Florida. We did it with William McNeil, and we're honored to do it on behalf of these three black women, the Jacksonville Three.
Why don't they do it with all the young black males that are killing other black people? Since they're so concerned about black people, they never say anything about that. They're just like the NAACP and BLM, the Congressional Black Caucus. They're all worthless. Boom. I just dropped a truth bomb. They never say anything about that. But let something happen with a white police officer, they come out of the woodworks like cockroaches. He's talking like this video is in black and white. Margie, is family behind him? So Margie, that the lady right here, if you can see my cursor, that's Erica McGriff. And then the women on the other side, you can't see right now, they were arrested under the new HALO law in Florida. And I don't know, some of these other people are her family members. I don't know which ones are where her daughter is. Okay.
I give you Attorney Harry Daniels.
Justice for the Jacksonville Three.
Justice for the Jacksonville Three.
I like that.
I like that.
No restraint, no respect because of ratification. no restraint. Some Jacksonville sheriff officers have no restraint. They have no respect for some members of the community, and their actions are ratified.
Okay, it sounds like he's talking about Erica McGriff. Boom. So they obviously they can't. There's no way they looked at the same video that we just looked at. They're nuts.
Those who over them. Miss
Monique said she's not getting a payday. I don't see it. Any judge that looks at that footage, there is no way she's getting a paycheck. No way. No way. No. Zemo, these people have zero self-respect. Boom. Margie, I have no respect for trash. Nope. Nope.
Griff was there to pick up a child. Something that's common as simple as drinking water. On that day, police officer stopped her for traffic violations. And let me be very clear what I mean by traffic violation in the state of Florida. These are civil infractions, meaning that you cannot be arrested for them. The worst, your points taken, or you had to pay a fine. But it's non-arrestable offenses. But this officer took it upon himself to grab her, detain her, put her in a wrist lock. So I used to work in law enforcement. I know exactly what he was doing, which is a very painful maneuver. And she said, my arm is hurting. She's placed in a wrist lock, a maneuver that's meant to cause pain, Pastor, for civil infractions.
My Lord.
No respect, no restraint. Then she's taken to the ground, thrown to the ground.
Now you see he's talking about what the officer did. Again, just like Ben Crumb, he's not saying anything about what she did. So she's done nothing wrong in this whole situation. Right, Greg? Rusty, that's what we call failure to comply. Boom. Rusty, at your earlier statement, they don't realize that they're in Ron DeSantis' state of Florida. I guess not, Rusty. They're crazy. They don't know that yet. Rusty, yes, they're not talking about anything that she did. She's not going to get a payday. She can forget that.
Onto the ground for civil infractions. She placed in a headlock, something that's been outlawed by the United States government for civil infractions. A knee on the neck. We know what a knee on the neck would do. We saw that in Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yeah, especially if you have drugs in your system. Boom. And other health conditions, underlying health conditions.
All for civil infractions. Something you cannot even be arrested for. You see, Sheriff Waters, he skipped all that. He said she squared up, but he didn't talk about what happened before the square up. But we saw what happened because we had people out there recording.
Amen.
All for civil infractions. You know what they equal? Excessive, unlawful use of force. And this is nothing new here. This is nothing new here. I have no personal vendetta against anybody, sheriff or anybody. But I will pursue justice for those who continue to allow officers to violate people in the community's constitutional rights for civil infraction. Mr. McNeil, they say he was driving out his headlights on during the rain. Civil infraction. He didn't have a seatbelt on, civil infraction. But today he's suffering from a brain injury, traumatic brain injury. You got a young lady over here that's recently got out of jail because they say she violated the HALO law. That HALO law is one thing. I call it the lunar eclipse law in the Sunshine State, a full lunar eclipse, because designed and purpose to suppress people's First Amendment right to observe law enforcement, to record law enforcement. Supreme Court of the United States said if you can observe, you can record.
backing up 25 feet, as I think Lanita alluded to earlier in the chat, these $1,000+ cell phones, you don't have to be up close and personal. You can be back 25 feet, 50 feet, zoom in and record. So stop it. How you doing, EC? She's looking to cash in, EC. She will not. I'm like my girls. I think my girl said she's not going to get a payday. Or Lanita said it. Somebody said it. She's not going to get a payday. No. Yes, Tina? Yes.
This law is unconstitutional because it allows officers to determine if you're 25 feet away. But more importantly, the law has components to it, this HALO law. And as Attorney Crum said, the video that Sheriff Waters put out shows that neither of these women violated the HALO law. Because the first thing first, you have to be warned. After they was told to back up, given 25 feet, Miss McGriff was already in the car. The incident was already over.
She already had her daughter at the school.
This young lady had already taken her to the school already. So the only design purpose was to try to intimidate, harass. And I'm saying this for a reason, because those are the words in the HALO law. The only thing was designed to intimidate and harass these young women, this one young lady, and put her in jail.
My Lord, my Lord.
It reminds us of something. Reminds people who went to try to sit down at lunch counters.
You know they're going back, okay, to get all the black people on their side. They got to go back to Jim Crow and segregation and the civil rights movement. This is what they always do. That's what race hustlers do. Straight away, she lied to him. Yes, Tina, yes. Starting from the beginning.
During the 60s, people try to walk across a bridge to vote. Reminds us of something. People try to exercise their constitutional right. Being only denied, thrown in jail. And a preacher having to give a letter from a Birmingham jail saying justice delayed is justice denied. Enough is enough. Now, I'm not going to hold you because we got a lot, we can talk about this all day, but I'll assure you that this is another example of egregiousness, unlawfulness, use of force. And
no, EC, Al Sharptongue is not in the audience. You know, Al Sharptongue has 30+ years of experience, more so than these race hustlers. He probably looked at that case and said, "Nah, I can't win that one." He's a charlatan, but he knows what he can win. He's been in the game so long, he can look at the case and say, "Nah, I don't think I can win that one." Okay.
When I saw the video being, thought about my mom, thought about my sister.
See, what do the race hustlers do? They personalize it so that you get on board with them. Oh, I thought about my mother and my sister. I'm sure you did. Get out of here. Margie, oh my God, there you go. Race card. That's why we cannot have peace. Margie, the race hustlers won't allow peace. Rich, the agitators in New York City. Oh my God. Yeah, they are nuts.
My family.
Yep.
My daughter.
Do not.
Lanita, what do you say? Woo, I can't. Well, Lanita's been on. Lanita, you're about as bad as my girls tonight. And Rusty too.
And what would have happened if they took the position, in the same position, hey, I'm just trying to get my daughter and pick up from the rain. Pick up because she won't get wet. Listen, this is a point that we have to stand in unity, because this is an ongoing occurrence here in Jacksonville, Duval County. And we have to acknowledge that this is not just a one-off. This is something that's progressively, that's continuing to happen in this community, and the community has to take a stand. Unified today or unified to pose. I'm done. I'm done.
Thank you. Justice for the Jacksonville Three. 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 You know, it's good that we're in the house of the Lord, because with Sheriff Ward.
Don't the race hustlers always go to the black church, just like the Democratic Party, et cetera, et cetera? They're in the black church as usual to get all the black people on board.
What is meant for bad, God meant it for good. That video really showed everything. It was even better than the cell phone video, because it showed the one time the officer did give a warning. That's when he was putting her in the police car. It was over. Miss Jefferson had already taken her 9-year-old daughter into school trying to figure out, is there a family member I can call, because this baby just watched her mama get brutalized. And
that was her mother's fault, sir. All she had to do was comply. Yes, Nemo, they are sick. Yes. Pretrial intervention in a church. Yes, Greg.
And she's left here by herself. And that's what I don't understand. They're always, oh, but the children. So when you find yourself in a situation, why would you escalate a situation, since you keep saying your child is so important to you? It seems to me, if you had more than 2 brain cells, that you would have been thinking, okay, let me go ahead and do what I need to do so I can get my daughter. No, ma'am, you did everything wrong. So obviously your daughter is not as important to you as you're saying, just from looking at your actions. No. That is such an important issue. It's tragic what happened to Miss McGriff, but it is tragic what happened to Miss Jefferson and Miss Gibson, 2 innocent bystanders who just had a heart. I mean, that's what you want people to do, have a heart. To say, hey man, this little girl crying, you beating her mama like that, that's not.
If her mother had complied, her daughter did not have to see all of that. Her daughter saw what the officer did to her, but her daughter also saw what she did to the officer. And so again, her daughter is learning, don't listen to what authority says. And so that is terrible. That is bad parenting. It is. You're teaching your child you do not have to listen to authority. That's what you're teaching them. Yes, Mayor, they are.
Right. And you hear on the video saying, don't do her like that. Get off of her. Ma'am, what is your number? How can I contact somebody for you? And you hear her trying to give her the number. And so that's her crime, allegedly, for asking for the phone number, for having a heart. So she's facing criminal charges, so she's going to speak to you briefly,
and what we'll do, I'll let you hear what she has to say, and then we'll get off from here. I know you don't want to listen to any more of him, so we're going to let her talk, and then the videos that I share, they're all in the description box up under my video, so then you can go back and watch them in their entirety, which I'm sure you don't want to watch in their entirety, but okay. Took me a minute, but I found the world's smallest violin, and I'm playing it for Maga. Yeah, my girls and Lanita, you're rubbing off on Maga. You found the world's smallest violin. Please play it, Maga. Thank you. Jesus.
I call her a hero. Yeah. They want to call her a criminal. I call her a hero. I call her an angel for having an ounce of humanity for your fellow human being. So, Miss Jasmine, let me say this. Yeah, it comes down to trust. You all know how distrustful this Jacksonville Sheriff's Office has been to people who live in the black community?
Yeah, and you have that black sheriff down there that they all hate because he calls out your nonsense and he won't get on board with your race hustling. Boom.
I mean, she gets a call. She's not arrested on the day this happens. It's 3 days later. 3 days later. 3 days later, she's arrested. After the sheriff goes and has a press conference, right, Attorney Daniels, and say that the people who were harassing them, we're gonna get them. And so, after that press conference, she gets called a couple of days later, and she is told by the officer that he's an investigator with Jacksonville Sheriff's Office, Senator Hill, and he says to her that I investigate officer conduct.
Monique, you've been here long enough. You've heard me say it quite often. The demographic inside the demographic. If we could go back and talk to Erica McGriff's teachers, if I'm wrong, I would buy about 30 people in the chat now. I would buy every person a T-bone steak, but I know I'm not. When you see them acting like this, and you know that's how she's raising her daughter, this is how you deal with authority. You ignore them and you don't listen, you don't comply. Then you wonder why we have so many problems with the YNs running around, all the crime that you hear about in the black community, the young black males unaliving people every day in droves. I don't see Ben Crumb say a word, right? So stop it. You're absolutely right, Monique. You are absolutely right. Tina, they don't have a brain. They're like scarecrows.
I understand you were a witness. We want to take your statement. That's what he tells her. Where can we meet you at? She says where to meet him at, and they don't ask her one statement. They immediately arrest her and say that she broke the law based on this Halo law. Now, how disingenuous is that? How are you supposed to build trust with that?
Margie, how you doing, love? Margie says, you are my sister, and I thank you for the truth. That is how we win. God bless you. Good night and sweet dreams. God has our back. Thank you, Margie. That was so nice. Margie, I'll be live tomorrow night, sister. Drop in on us, okay? Everyone say good night to Margie. Good night, love. Thank you. Be safe, dear. And that's what I'm saying. We win when we share the truth, right? And we know, we all looked at that video. Yes, Lanita said, yep. And so I don't care what color you are. I'm not going to get on board with your lies. I'm not. Nope.
We want to take your statement and then we just arrest you. We don't ask you not one question about what happened. That was.
Now, I will say the police do that all the time. I look at all the shows. I look at Snapped. I look at Forensic Files, all of the forensic shows. The police, they do that often. So they do that to black, white, Hispanic. They do that to anybody because it's safer if they get you away from your home, right? Lanita, pharaohs don't die, they just multiply. Boom. All right. So we do know, even when police are interviewing you, they'll tell you lies just to see what your response is, but that's part of their strategy. All right.
Pretextual, just like it was pretextual when they stopped William McNeil. So you're going to hear from Jasmine in her own words briefly about.
So we're going to listen to Jasmine and then we'll get off, folks. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the content. Also, if you have not subscribed, today is your day, honey. Join us. We'll be glad to have you.
What happened and why she did it, Jasmine?
I was just being a mother. Yeah, I heard her crying and my parental instincts took over. I just wanted to help her baby. That was it. Nothing more, nothing less.
Now you see, she was speaking barely above a whisper. When they were out there, she wasn't speaking like that. She was screaming obscenities. Nemo.
So, and going back to Jasmine here, in particular with the HALO law requires certain things. It has to have a warning.
So she's crying now. She wasn't crying that day. So let me see. I'm going to let you hear. I'm going to move it ahead so you can hear what Miss McGriff has to say. Hold on. Then we'll get off. All right, here we go.
I asked the principal what was the proper procedure when picking up the walkers whenever it was raining. That's it. He explained to me the procedures. I then went to pick up my daughter.
Now she's going back. We don't need to hear all of that. We need to hear when you were outside with your daughter. And so you see where she's starting, right? Yes, Lanita. The tears of a clown when there's no one around. Yes, Shazzy, she's the one. Erica McGriff.
It began to rain. All I was trying to do was get my daughter out of school without getting wet, drenched in the rain. That's all. And none of this, everything that happened, that was just like uncalled for, and it's not fair.
Can someone please call her and tell her that the Rolynn Reviews YouTube channel has canceled the Victimhood Olympics? What does she mean it's not fair? Life is not fair, sweetie. Look, suck it up, Buttercup. Okay? She's not taking responsibility or accountability for her actions. What the heck? No, Shazzy. This is the woman who squared up like a man and she bit the officer. She tried, Saria. Greg, wasn't too wet to throw down with the law. No, she squared up like she was a man. Oh. And she's, okay, let me let you listen.
Yeah, and that's fine. She can't say very much because she is facing criminal charges, so thank you, Erica. Her godmother, Miss Charletta, is going to talk about what they've been dealing with.
As I stand here right now, my stomach just dropped because I immediately went back to the video. I did not want to watch the video. My daughter was like, Mama, you have to see the video. You have to see the video. These are my children. That's my godchild. That's my sister.
Okay, talk to your godchild, talk to your sister, talk to everyone in your family and tell them when a police officer asks them a question and gives them a directive within reason, right? I mean, again, this is your daughter, your goddaughter, whatever. Why didn't you tell her, okay, you need to make sure you have your driver's license before you're driving, all of these things. So, sorry, not sorry, Lanita. They know her butt's headed to the big house. They always try to clean up the story. I'm mistreated. Oh, I'm the victim. Oh, yeah. Yes, Robert. Oh, my girl, she needs to go back to the Congo and figure it out. Yeah. So the family who always comes on talking about they're horrified. Shazzy, what'd you figure out? Let me know. She left the car sitting. Yes, Shazzy. She left the car in the intersection, unattended, still running. No, Shazzy. Yeah. And so the police officer was coming over to her. Trying to say, is this your car? She lied. No, it's not. I was a passenger. She just from the whole beginning of it. Okay. Right. Greg, boom. So let's see what else she has to say. This her godmother has to say.
My sister, she can't even watch the video. Her mother cannot watch the video. You cannot imagine what it will do to a mother to see your child.
Why didn't her mother tell her to comply? None of that had to happen, ma'am.
Being dug into the ground, beaten, punched by a man.
Ma'am, did you see the deep bite mark? She squared up like a man to fight. When you square up to fight like a man, you get what you get. You better be glad she's alive and she wasn't tased. Monique, boom. Monique, she didn't want to move the car because she lied and said it wasn't her. She was a passenger. Right.
By a man. And all she went to do was go pick up her children, went to go pick up her child. It had no business going the way that it went. No. And now we're dealing with PTSD.
She brought that on herself, ma'am, from not complying. So we know who all these people voted for. If you don't know, okay, we know who they voted for, right, my girls? I figured out who was the mom. Okay, Shazi. Yeah, there are two that were arrested under the Halo law.
We've never been in the military. I was married to the military twice. This should not be a part of a family. This should not be a part of the village, of the Black community. PTSD brought on by the police department.
Because your goddaughter escalated it, ma'am. She is culpable in what happened.
Something has to be done. And this child will remember this for the rest of her days. The rest of her days. And that's what I'm here standing for. Because they can't come up here for themselves because of the trauma that is taking place. I'm looking out at her sisters and her nieces and nephews and her aunts and aunties now. You have no idea what this has done to this family.
And none of this would have happened to this family had she just complied. She kept walking. She blew off the officer. I like squirrels, but if one came out of the nest, I would probably run. Yes, Nemo.
One is
victimhood, the victimhood mentality. They've been told, they've been indoctrinated, they've been brainwashed that white people are racist. The police officers are racist. They're trying to kill them. You can't make it because of white supremacy and systemic racism. We know the same old lies. We know. Right, Greg?
Incident that could have just been so minute, so very little, escalated the way that it did, and it's not fair.
It's not fair. No. Justice for the Jacksonville 3.
That's enough of him. I can't listen to him too long. Yes, my girls. So that's all I had, folks. I'm not going to subject you to any more of these race hustlers, but I did want you to hear that. Yes, Lanita. And see, the sad part, this is the sad part. You hear the way her godmother spoke. You hear the things that they're saying. Shaziz, yes. She needs to remember it. She won't act like a complete, yes, my girls. Well, look at how she's raising her children. Margie, that village failed them. Margie, I thought you went to bed. Margie's back. Margie, I can't with the lies. I can't do it. And it's sad that they've been lied to. You're the victim. You did nothing wrong. How are you supposed to correct a situation when you're being lied to and you don't see the truth? Oh, God. So I wanted to share that with you folks. And that's all I had for you tonight. I'll be live tomorrow. I didn't mean to go over so long, but I did want to share. I wanted to know what you thought about this situation. And I think it's sad because it will only continue because, again, they're saying This wasn't fair. We didn't do anything. She didn't do anything wrong. Right, Margie? Right. Rich. Elijah Wilkes. Let me see. I don't know. Did I mention that in a video already? You found Maga's violin, Tina? Let me see. I think I may have mentioned that. Nemo, I'll try to get to it, love. You know how it is. Obligations at work. I'll try to get to it, dear. Okay. Yeah, good night, man. We're going to get off from here. I enjoyed all of you. I'll be live tomorrow about 7 o'clock probably. Yes, Robert, it's awful. So I hope everyone has a good night. And if you get a chance, bye, Lanita. I'll see you tomorrow night, love. If you get a chance, stop in on me tomorrow. I'll be glad to have you. Leave a comment. I will definitely respond. I respond to all my comments, and that helps trigger the YouTube algorithm too. Okay. Yes, all of you have a good night. I love you. Be safe, and I'm coming to talk to you right now in the comment section.